This is Simon Wu with GameDistiller Productions. I'm here at RTX 2015 with the head honcho himself of Achievement Hunter, Mr. Geoff Ramsey.
Hello there, Simon.
Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Sure, absolutely.
So, Achievement Hunter just turned 7 years old a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I believe that's what the internets tell me.
Okay.
So, what's been one of your favorite memories of 7 years of running all of that insanity that you've got going on?
Not having to make red versus blue anymore is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. The best memory. No, I don't know. It's been a crazy whirlwind. It was a side project we started, just to kind of like fill the gaps in the day when we weren't being productive or doing anything, and I did not anticipate it turning into a production that's larger than the company Rooster Teeth was for the first 7 years of the company. It's kind of a weird. I don't know. You just kind of strapped in and holding on, and I have no idea where it's going or what's happening.
Yeah, speaking of just hanging on, you guys have just grown so quickly and kind of outpaced both the offices.
Not super excited about that, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about that, the negative aspects that you guys have to work around. You guys just tried to, redo your entire release schedule. Going from we have to put out a show this, each day to an a la carte model. When it's done, it's done. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you've kind of seen from that change?
So that's the coolest and worst thing we've done, I think, in recent memory. One of the first lessons we learned when we created Red vs. Blue was that if you adhere to a strict schedule and you tell people show up at 9 a.m. on Monday night for your episode of Red vs. Blue, people will do that, and they appreciate that structure, and it I don't know, it helps your production flourish, and we learned all these lessons early on about how to release content on the internet, and then I kind of feel like the internet has changed. Like there was a period in time before YouTube was huge when we first started, where we were trying to get people to turn off the television and go watch content on the internet. And the way television works, it's like you tune in at 8 p.m. on Thursday night for Seinfeld, right? Or whatever the Simpsons or whatever your show is. And so we created this like television-esque structure on the internet because it was, I don't know, I guess less jarring to get people to come over and like, it's the same thing as the TV, but it's on the internet. And, you know you're going to come here Monday night and this is going to happen, and Tuesday we're going to do this, and Wednesday we're going to do this. And that worked very well for a long time, but I've started to kind of get the inkling and get the feeling that people don't consume content that way anymore. Like maybe we're past that. We're at a stage, like my daughter, for instance, is a 9-year-old, doesn't, to her, television is the YouTube app on her Xbox and Netflix. And so everything is available to her at all times whenever she wants it. It sucks. Just jealous of her. What a life she gets to live. And so I don't think there's a need for that like kind of rigid schedule anymore. And what we found with Achievement Hunter was over time, as much fun as it was producing these shows like Fails of the Week or Versus or Go or Things to Do or whatever dumb show it is we're making, you get kind of locked into that schedule, and it stifles creativity a little bit because you want to say, like, what if we filmed this? And we're like, well, we can't film it because this has to come out on Thursday, so we have to make this. And we're like, so when we moved to the new office, I thought it might be a cool idea, a cool time, and we started it. I don't know why we did this. We launched a new channel and moved to the new office in the same week. It was really bad planning. But I thought it would be a really cool time to kind of pull the Band-Aid off and say, what if we take every lesson that we've learned about creating content on the internet and just throw it out the window and go without a schedule and kind of fly by the seat of our pants and just make whatever we feel like making, and hopefully people will enjoy it. And it's only a 3-week-old experiment so far, but I think it's going well. Yeah.
Great. And then
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
No structure.
No structure. Like at the end of the day, the worst, like no matter how busy or whatever stressed out you are, you're like, well, at least I know that Things to Do comes out on Friday, so I have to film that before Thursday.
Right.
Now it's like, what's coming out on Friday? Like I'll come in on a Monday morning and Steffi and Caden will corner me and they'll go, what comes out today? And I go, something? I don't know. What do we got? But it forces you to kind of be on your toes as well, so it's cool.
So something else you guys have also really shaken up is the layout of the AH office. It used to be kind of an L shape, everyone looking at their own thing, kind of on their own wall, and then you've brought those together so that people are generally looking at each other more. Have you seen that, if that fosters more creativity, collaboration?
I'm still unsure about that. It's weird. It's weird. Like, the nice thing about the old layout was that I could see everybody at all times. And I had real easy access to get to Gavin to throw something at him or fart on him or whatever the they want to do. Now it's like, it's kind of weird. I feel like I'm staring at a computer screen all the day. But I guess it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, it's I'm still trying to kind of figuring out where I sit on that. It was Jack's idea, and Jack really wanted to do it. And he's the reliable, smart guy who makes stuff happen, and so I trust him. It seems okay so far.
Good to hear. So looking forward, to video gaming and off of the kind of like business productivity side, what are the games that you are really looking forward to this year?
Man, obviously Halo 5. There's a new Fable coming out. I'm obsessed with Peggle Blast on my phone, which is a game that's already out, but I don't know. What are you looking forward to?
Well, see,
it's a crazy release cycle this year.
Yeah, I guess this year was kind of misleading because what I'm really looking forward to is Fallout 4.
Sure,
which I was going to ask you about how Fallout Shelter is going, because Griffin has basically seen you playing it pretty much everywhere in the known universe at this point.
We went on it was our 10-year anniversary this year, so we wanted to do something. Thanks. We wanted to do something special, so we took the family to Hawaii for 2 weeks, and like a day after we got there, Fallout Shelter came out unannounced. It was just like, oh, by the way, here's Fallout Shelter, and I was like, oh fuck. So I was like, I'll just download it and see, and then that's all I remember of Hawaii is Fallout Shelter. That was the best game I ever played until I got 200 survivors, and then there's no reason to play it anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I must have put 30 hours into it over that vacation. But then when you max out, there's really no reason left to play, and so I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for hopefully some. I don't know if DLC is the right word for iPhone games, but like
DLC, tie-ins, bonus.
Sure, I'm waiting for more content. Yeah,
maybe some exclusive unlockable for.
I have a sneaky feeling that maybe the things you do in Fallout Shelter may impact Fallout 4 in some way. I have no reason to feel that way. It's just kind of like I just kind of have that inkling that. So I'm hoping that like all of the work I've put into Fallout Shelter will somehow transfer to Fallout 4 in some small capacity, probably cosmetic or some way.
Sure.
But, yeah.
And finally, because we're on a time crunch here,
sure.
I would be remiss if I did not ask you what is kind of your favorite alcohol du jour.
Sure. My favorite alcohol is alcohol. I like whiskey a lot. I like Scotch. I'm a big fan of. I always say it wrong, but Islay Scotch, which is from this island in Scotland. So I like a Scotch called Lagavulin a lot, and I like a Scotch called Lafroig. But I will drink any alcohol. Are you offering me alcohol?
See, we actually were thinking, we had plans to bring a 6-pack of Shiner Bock.
Shiner's great.
In celebration of Achievement Hunter, and to thank you for coming on. But I don't think Brad will let us bring it.
Totally understand that.
Unfortunately. But that is all the time we have. So thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And we wish the best of luck for the next 7 years of Achievement Hunter, whatever that might bring.
That seems like a lot of work.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.